There is a mountainous spine that runs the length of eastern Australia, separating the dry interior from our coastal fringes. This spine traverses our most diverse landscapes: woodlands, alpine landscapes, and tropical rainforests. It is the source of our clean water, catching and filtering the rain that feeds into our rivers and dams, and is home to our greatest richness of birds, plants, and animals. In a changing world, a chain of national parks dotted along its length has preserved some of our most beautiful landscapes, places we can visit, explore, and restore our connection to nature. But parks alone are not enough to keep natural systems working. The distances between them create barriers for species that evolved in a much more connected landscape.
The Great Eastern Ranges is just so old, it's unbelievable. The Himalayas are 50 million years old, Great Eastern Ranges 80 million years. Dinosaurs scratched their backs on some of the ancient pines of the Great Eastern Ranges. Can you believe that? They roamed Earth when the Great Eastern Ranges were formed. And every valley, because it's so ancient, is actually potentially the host of a different species type, right from Atherton in Queensland all the way through to Victoria and the Grampians. Basically protected in parts by a series of national parks, and in between those islands of protected areas, we have lands where landowners and other people are saying, we want to keep the connectivity intact between these parks. We want to keep the special values of the Great Eastern Ranges intact, and we're going to work to ensure we conserve that connectivity as part of an overall team effort.
In 2007, an ambitious scheme began. Its aim? To reconnect the landscape by bringing people together around a common vision. The Great Eastern Ranges Initiative works with communities and landholders who live in the areas between these parks and reserves. Farmers are just some of the landholders who are helping to restore natural systems.
We've linked the Banamba Ranges right up through what we call Slate Hill, which is a conservation trust area, right through our corridors of green that's gone up the 4 Mile Creek, right into the back of another conservation area, and we have one as well, into the back of Womargama State Forest. So your habitat can run through these corridors, your squirrel gliders, your eagles can live there and so can we.
Like us, birds and animals need to move around to find the right shelter, food, and partners. Some might only need small areas, while others move vast distances. Our national parks are our natural, national treasures. Their existence creates the possibility of reconnecting our landscape.
Why shouldn't our children have a chance to see what we saw in our childhood? Why shouldn't the forests be there so we can walk and enjoy the morning chorus of the birds, or to see beautifully clean water flowing out of the hills? Why shouldn't all that be possible? Well, the answer is it can be possible. It is an intergenerational investment. The people of all walks of life, all communities along the Great Eastern Ranges can see quite clearly if they make an investment in looking after their property, if the park staff invest in looking after the national parks, if it's all interconnected into a larger vision for the Great Eastern Ranges, then our next generation can have that.
Without our national parks, the Great Eastern Ranges Initiative would not be able to work towards its vision of a corridor of connectivity spanning over 3,600 kilometres. And with the Great Eastern Ranges Initiative, your support for our national parks can now have benefits far beyond their borders.